When I was a first year student at university, I was a fish out of water. I fell behind on modules and I didn't do well on examinations. I'd be up studying till 3 a.m. and still not be able to get any good grades. Hey everyone, my name's Junaid and I graduated from Bayes, formerly CAS, business school with a degree in finance with Actuarial Science in 2022, and now I'm working to get experience as an analyst in London. I wanted to make this video because I know a lot of people will be starting university in September, and I thought I'd distill some of the things and changes I made that helped me do reasonably well during my first year. So let's get straight into the first point. The first thing is to make an active effort to get to know the older students in your university, and specifically within your course. Networking is one of the most important aspects of university, and older students will have so much knowledge on how to do the best you possibly can in your course, how to navigate certain modules, how to land internships, and so much more. I personally found that with the right approach, people are very willing to help. I completed an investment analyst internship at UBS during my second year, and the way I found out about it was through a master's student who had completed the same internship 2 or 3 years prior, and it was really useful having a helping hand, a guiding hand through that entire process. And ultimately that internship is the reason I landed my current role. Some older students who get jobs at good companies can recommend you for an opening further down the line if you've created a good rapport with them and they know you well. So when I graduated, I was applying for jobs left, right and center all summer. I was applying for data analyst roles, actuarial analyst roles, I was applying for investment analyst roles, I even applied for some back office roles. I was applying for so many roles. I thought my portfolio and background were pretty strong with my A-levels, my degree, my experience, but I distinctly remember I was attending an interview for an actuarial analyst role, and I was sitting in the lobby with another candidate who was interviewing before me, and I'll never forget, he was 24 years old. He had 3 years of relevant work experience working as an actuarial trainee after his A-levels, and to top that all off, he had a degree in Actuarial Science, all for an entry-level job. For that particular role, that tipped the scales out of my favor because I simply didn't have enough experience. So the point of the story being, get as much relevant industry work experience as you can and build your skills through spring weeks, internships, or even if you have to, volunteering. Apply to all the openings that are available and attend networking and careers events that are set up by your university. I found that quite often at these events, depending on the university you attend, but there are people who are actively looking to hire someone into their company. And going back to the first point we made, the best opportunities, the best internship spring weeks opportunities for work experience are often found through word of mouth, through your network. If you haven't already, you should know about spaced repetition and active recall. These two methods are scientifically proven to help strengthen memory, recall, and cognitive function, and they're among the 2 best ways to revise. Active recall in particular is a process whereby you convert everything you've learned into questions which you then ask yourself further down the line. The effectiveness of the technique relies on it being an active process, active recall. It's an active process as compared to something like note-taking, which is largely passive. There are so many other videos on YouTube to advocate for these 2 revision techniques, and I'll link some in the description below. If you can get into the habit of using these techniques, you'll end up constantly testing yourself on your knowledge, which in turn causes the brain to actively retrieve the information. And if you do this enough times, then the pathways you create in your brain are strengthened, and thereby you're able to remember things better. The earlier you're able to integrate these techniques into your revision and study schedule, the better your results will be. Now, don't worry about low grades at the beginning. I got 38% in my first ever examination during my first semester, and when you're used to getting slightly higher percentages during A-level and GCSE, there's definitely an adjustment period. I ended up getting close to 90% in that particular module, so there's no need to worry about low grades at the beginning. As you get a better understanding of the type of content that you're given at university, how exams are graded, as you start incorporating more effective revision techniques, and as you get more knowledge from older students and alumni who have done the same modules as you, you'll gradually get the hang of performing much better. And lastly, university is not all about spending hours at the library, always revising. Not only are employers looking for more well-rounded people to hire, but in terms of personal development as well, you don't want to come out of university with just a qualification detailed on a piece of paper. So learn a new skill, learn a new language, use all the opportunities available to you to learn a language or learn an instrument. I learned Mandarin. 大家好，我要去夜yuan. I just told you I need to go to the hospital. I think. Damn, I need to add that on my LinkedIn. Anyway, I was awarded a certificate by the languages department in Mandarin, and in my personal time I also learnt the guitar. There are so many potential things that you could do at university. You could work with a professor on research for a publication that's outside of your degree scope, but it's to do with something that you're interested in. There's languages, instruments, coding and programming. I also learnt Python and VBA along the way. Just upskilling yourself during your university years is a great way to develop your soft skills and utilize your brain in the most efficient way possible. Well, that's about it for this video. I wanted to keep it nice and short. I hope it was helpful. If it was, leave a like. Socials are in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. And lastly, university is not all about... I personally found that with the right approach, people are